slinging rocks with your Glock, put the tape in your box when you're running from the cops, and never look back if they could be.
What's up, King Smog here. From what I've been hearing, Keefe D, the only living individual who was in the car when Tupac Shakur was shot and killed, this was Orlando Anderson's uncle. Orlando Anderson, the shooter who killed Tupac. He has decided to take it upon himself to write a tell-all book about the killing. If you ask me, just let it be, man. For an individual to be doing the government's job, providing details and specifics into his death, is ludicrous. I think that there was a reason that it went unsolved, and that reason is Tupac was too good a person for anybody to get put in jail because of his killing, which is probably the last thing that he would have ever wanted, considering him himself was out on bail. That crime touching that woman's buttocks hadn't totally been squashed yet. According to one of the death row bodyguards, he would tell people, I'm gonna have one of the outlaws kill me before I ever go back to jail. I mean, he comes from a family of Black Panthers that were on the run. He would speak on the FBI running up on him when he was a little kid, and he was already trained to not give them any kind of information.
And so I learned to earn my currency in overtime. Clearly click a military mind. Forgive us, so we dwell inside a paradox. Thugged out and drug dealing from the room to the block. My life line forever ghetto necessary. Picture food stamps. Outlaw thug niggas never left the boot camp.
In the DJ Vlad interview, the first responder that was responsible for resuscitating Tupac, he asked, "Who shot you?" Tupac looked at him right in the eye and said,
and I looked at him once again. I said, "What happened? Who did this? Who shot you?" And now he's looking at me, so we're looking at each other in the eyes. And this is kind of the first time he's even acknowledging my presence. And he looked at me, and I could tell he was, he was getting a breath together to tell me. And he looked me right in the eyes, and we looked at each other, and he said, "Fuck you." And he said it just like that.
Just like that. Woo! Yeah.
That kind of sums up his viewpoint towards government and law enforcement in general. In this controversial era of who's snitching and who isn't snitching in the hip-hop world, it's just the worst idea possible. Yeah, all the people are dead, but it's still gonna be considered snitching. When it's all said and done, it just comes to an individual trying to spark up the legitimacy within his name, contributing to the twisted, demented, sick wants of society. The gory, graphic details about the shooting from A to Z. Whether or not the guy's hurting for money, or if he's clout chasing like everyone else seems to be doing, or what his fucking deal is, trying to remind people of who he used to be, trying to set certain facts straight that were misconstrued in the past. All of that is irrelevant. You're supposed to do exactly what the other guys in the car did and take that to your grave. Wow, I discovered that he wrote this book because he had already provided information to the feds a while back. They caught him red-handed operating a large-scale drug organization, primarily distributing PCP. A lot of this is detailed in DJ Vlad's interview with a detective by the name of Greg Kading. In the interview, he's talking about how he approached Keefe D inside of his garage with another detective and said, look, man, we got you in a corner, man. We've been investigating you. We've been following you. We know you're responsible for operating this drug trafficking organization. We also are positive that you know something about Tupac'S murder. Start talking about that and we'll work with you on your drug trafficking charges. That's what happened. Basically, his confession tapes led to Kading making a documentary based off of his statements. To me, it is the epitome of culture vulture.
Some things I'd feel like I'm God, you stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker!
And the fact that people are condoning that documentary made by a police officer regarding the death of an individual who was known for hating the police and whose last words were actually "fuck you" to an authority figure who asked him to basically snitch and, you know, reveal who shot him. It just makes me sick that snitch profited off of his death through a book, and then a cop, an actual legitimate detective, a government employee, profited off of recorded snitching. Those types of shenanigans Tupac was against as well. Detectives and police officers profiting off of a culture. They worked against investigations like the hip-hop police. They're basically what conscious MCs have spoken out against since day one. They're painting these guys to be law-breaking members of the community, when in fact what the hip-hop and rap industry has done is employed people that come from environments actively filled with violence, gang activities, and drug sales. When it's all said and done, when people start doing things that are positive, productive, and don't involve partaking in illegal acts, the crime rate drops. Government law enforcement type jobs are at risk. Basically, Tupac got me attracted to the hip-hop culture. His socially conscious commentary, his message, the positivity found in his music, along with his revolutionary mentality, just the overall energy that you hear in his voice, and just everything that Tupac embodies. I just can't get enough of it, man. So look, King Smog sounding off. Like, comment, and please shoot me one of those subs, man. It's getting bad, dude. I'm craving it.
Fucking 5-0, cause they after me. Kill me if they could. I never let them capture me.